Every time the night shift rolled around at the supermarket, a chilling sense of foreboding settled deep within me. The previous month had scarred me, leaving me wary of the eerie stillness that enveloped the store after midnight. As I traversed the dimly lit aisles, the faint hum of refrigerators providing the only semblance of sound, a gnawing feeling crept up my spine. It was as though unseen eyes watched my every move, and the air itself grew heavy with an inexplicable dread. Guided by a combination of duty and curiosity, I found myself in the frozen food section, my footsteps echoing through the hushed expanse. And there, at the far end of the aisle, she stood, a specter in tattered white garments. Her appearance alone sent tremors through my core. Her dress, once pristine, was now ragged, stained with dirt and ominous splotches of blood. Strands of unkempt hair framed her face, its features obscured by a mixture of grime and dried crimson. However, it was her eyes that paralyzed me with fear. Where life and vitality should have resided, there was only an abyssal void. Those eyes, black as the deepest abyss, seemed to peer into the darkest recesses of my soul. A chill spread across my skin as I mustered the courage to call out to her, my voice trembling with uncertainty. But she remained motionless, unresponsive to my plea. The atmosphere grew taut with anticipation, and goosebumps erupted on my flesh. Compelled to understand this eerie encounter, I inched closer, every fiber of my being warning me of the danger that loomed. And then, as if prompted by an unseen force, she turned her gaze toward me, a slow, deliberate movement that filled me with inexplicable terror. As her features contorted into a malevolent smile, I felt a primal instinct urging me to flee. Yet, it was too late. With an otherworldly agility, she launched herself towards me, a twisted embodiment of darkness and malice. The world around me blurred as panic consumed my senses. The last thing I remember was the sensation of her grip, an icy vice closing around my consciousness. Then, all was consumed by an impenetrable blackness. The supermarket, an abode of commerce and familiarity by day, transformed into a labyrinth of nocturnal horrors under the cloak of night. It was during one such late-night shift that I found myself immersed in the routine of stocking shelves in the canned goods aisle. As I worked, a soft whisper slithered into the periphery of my awareness. At first, I dismissed it as a figment of an exhausted mind, a trick played by my own imagination. But as the whispers persisted, growing louder and more insistent, I could no longer deny their existence. Intrigued and somewhat unnerved, I allowed my curiosity to guide me. I trailed the ethereal murmurs, my steps cautious and measured. Each footfall reverberated through the aisle, further amplifying the eerie silence that held the supermarket in its clutches. The whispers, like ghostly tendrils, beckoned me deeper into the bowels of the store, until they led me to the desolate confines of the back storage room. Stepping into the room felt like crossing a threshold into a realm detached from reality. Dust danced in the dim light, casting ethereal shadows upon stacks of long-forgotten boxes and crates. It was there, amidst the hallowed aisles of forgotten supplies, that the whispers transformed into an ear-splitting symphony of anguish and torment. Agonized screams pierced the air, rending the tranquility of the night. The sheer weight of despair they carried seemed to seep into my bones, gnawing at the edges of my sanity. Desperate to silence the torment, I clamped my hands over my ears, but the wails of suffering continued unabated, a cacophony of raw terror that defied all reason and logic. In a frenzy, I turned and sprinted from the storage room, my heart pounding within my chest. The anguished screams followed me, reverberating through the supermarket's corridors, as if the very walls themselves echoed the pain. I vowed never to return to that forsaken room, where the imprisoned spirits whispered their tormented tales and the screams of the forgotten forever lingered. Within the late-night labyrinth of the supermarket, an unsettling enigma materialized before my eyes, forever etched into the annals of my darkest nightmares. It was an ordinary night, or so I thought, as I wandered the aisles, the silence of the deserted store pressing upon me like a shroud. Amidst this eerie calm, a peculiar anomaly caught my attention. A lone shopping cart, its wheels rotating with an unsettling persistence. Bewildered, I approached the cart, searching for a rational explanation for its mysterious movements. Yet as I drew closer, an inexplicable chill gripped the air, raising the hairs on the back of my neck. A whisper, carried on the breeze, seemed to emanate from the very depths of the cart itself. Its haunting tone beckoned me, urging me to uncover the secrets it held. Driven by an insatiable curiosity tinged with trepidation, I followed the siren call, my footsteps echoing through the empty aisles. The cart, almost tauntingly, accelerated, careening down the aisles in a frenzied dance of chaos. Shelf after shelf fell prey to its unwavering path, sending products crashing to the floor in a cacophony of destruction. The store seemed to warp and distort around me as I pursued the relentless cart, its relentless laughter serving as a chilling soundtrack to the unsettling tableau. It was as if malevolence itself had imbued the very essence of this mundane object, turning it into an agent of terror and discord. No matter how I strained to catch up, the cart remained forever just beyond my reach, perpetually teasing and eluding me. Then, without warning, the cart screeched to a sudden halt, as if reaching its intended destination. An eerie silence enveloped the supermarket, the weight of anticipation hanging heavy in the air. And then, a blood-curdling scream erupted from the depths of the cart, a scream that pierced through the fabric of reality, invoking a primal fear I had never known. With a surge of adrenaline, I turned and fled, my heart racing, desperate to escape the malevolence that had infected the very essence of that haunted shopping cart. From that moment on, I vowed to never venture into the supermarket's depths at night, lest I awaken the terrors that lay dormant within. The supermarket, a haven of familiarity and convenience, concealed a dark underbelly that revealed itself only in the late hours. It was one such night, amid the whispers and shadows, that I found myself in the midst of a chilling encounter. Engrossed in my duties, meticulously arranging the produce section, a flicker of movement caught the corner of my eye, momentarily diverting my attention. Turning my gaze, I expected nothing more than a fleeting shadow, or perhaps a trick of the tired mind. Yet what I saw sent shivers coursing through my veins. A figure, concealed in an inky shroud of darkness, lurking amidst the shelves. A primal instinct warned me of danger, but curiosity compelled me to draw nearer, my steps measured and cautious. As I approached the figure, a putrid stench invaded my nostrils, the scent of decay and putrefaction mingling with the faint aroma of fresh fruits and vegetables. The air itself seemed to grow heavy with malevolence, as if an otherworldly presence clung to the figure, infecting the very fabric of its being. Through the shifting shadows, fragments of its twisted, disfigured visage came into view. Its face, a grotesque tapestry of rotting flesh, was mottled with decay and infested by writhing maggots. Despite the revulsion that threatened to overwhelm me, morbid curiosity held me captive, transfixed by this macabre manifestation. With each deliberate, measured step, the figure moved closer, a silent embodiment of pure malevolence. Fear gripped me, my pulse quickening as its eyes locked onto mine, a searing gaze that seemed to penetrate my very soul. The darkness that swirled within those eyes burned with an insatiable hunger, as if it sought to consume the light within me. A surge of adrenaline propelled me backward, my mind screaming for escape. I ran, my heart racing, desperately seeking refuge from this abomination that had infiltrated the supermarket's hallowed halls. But no matter where I turned, the figure persisted, its disfigured face hauntingly close, as if the darkness itself was in relentless pursuit. In the depths of the supermarket's late-night shifts, where whispers echoed and the veil between realms grew thin, I experienced a chilling encounter that would forever haunt my dreams. Lost in the monotony of my duties, restocking shelves and navigating the labyrinthine aisles, a soft whimpering sound drifted through the air like a mournful breeze. Intrigued and concerned, I followed the plaintive cries, my steps tentative and cautious. The sound led me to a dimly lit corner of the store, where a small child emerged from the shadows, their presence as ethereal as the night itself. Huddled against the cold linoleum floor, their face was pale and gaunt, their vacant eyes devoid of life. A pang of empathy tugged at my heart, urging me to offer solace and comfort to this lost soul. As I extended a hand, seeking to bridge the divide between us, the child recoiled, their expression twisted in a mix of terror and anguish. In a voice that seemed to carry the weight of 1,000 sorrows, they uttered incomprehensible words, each syllable dripping with sorrow and despair. Undeterred, I persisted, my heart aching for this tormented soul. But with each step I took, the child's demeanor took a dark turn. A flicker of malevolence danced across their eyes, turning them pitch black, like the void itself had taken residence within their soul. Without warning, they lunged toward me, their once innocent features contorted into a grotesque mask of malice and agony. My instincts kicked in, fueled by a primal need for self-preservation. I stumbled backward, desperately attempting to distance myself from this unholy presence. The child pursued me relentlessly, their chilling laughter echoing through the supermarket, amplifying the nightmarish quality of the encounter. Finally, with a final burst of adrenaline, I managed to break free, sprinting from the store's confines, my mind reeling with the vow never to revisit the late-night horrors that lurked within the supermarket's walls.